Hey guys, welcome back to the Confirmed RM YouTube channel. Getting ourselves back into BTC XRP. Just looking at what's going on over the past week. And with at least BTC, we got our suspicions. You know, we were looking to see if we could at least hold that 41.2. Unfortunately, absolutely not. As soon as we actually lost that, fell right down. We did have our 39,273 here. You know, we kind of went down briefly to it. Came as a nice support. You can see that 40,000, that the bottom of that Fibonacci right here, where we had come back down to right here and over here, wound up becoming our, and this is actually a ceiling over here as well. I believe if we scroll back over here, it was a tangible ceiling. Came back down, fell down, was able to bounce back up, kind of had a hard time, but now it's plowed right back through it. All right, so what do we see going on with Bitcoin? So with Bitcoin, at least what we're going to want to see is a continuation, a close out of this, because if we zoom in a little bit further, you can see the ceiling here. We need to see a close above 41,800, and you know, looks like about what? No, actually no, above 41,600. About if we had a close above here, we can actually start moving our way up, and you can see the channel down here would be bringing itself up here to, you know, further progression for the first week of February. If we want to go on the downside here, you can see if we wind up losing support like this, we can wind up seeing ourselves like this. Let's see, coming back down as far as $40,179, maybe a little bit further, but you know, wicking inside of this channel. But doesn't necessarily mean anything's crazy right now. Maybe you could explain it more like this, and if we extended a line over from over here, let's see, did something more so like that. I mean, possibly, but I don't like going on a whim that much. So what we can do is something like this right now. We'll go off of that. You can see here on the MACD, starting to curl things back over. We're pretty oversold here. This is on a daily, by the way. This is as much as we saw in August, as much as we saw over here in November of 22, over here as well as August 22. So we, you know, I do expect the black swan events like that, you know, of us just like the endless falling, which is where we did over here. That was our fall from 47,000 all the way down to here to 25, then to catch back up to 32, and then the fall down here all the way down to 15. I don't expect something like that. So I would say on par with MACD, volumetrically, things are about where they should be. You can see, excluding that, you can see all the previous falls it's done. So on a daily, it's also starting to come around. You can see like this, starting to curtail, starting to push its way back up. So at least on that volumetrically, we can understand that you know, we may have some sideways to go, but you know, no further pushing down below unless we actually fall through here around that 40,000. But then really an actual fall and close on a daily below the 618, we're falling down there to around 37. That would be, you know, the high. But even if you think about it, you know, this was our ceiling right here that we were trying to, you know, push through here in November around that $38,000, and we came right back and right on top of that and touched it. So to me, it looks like things could have subsided. We're going to come back into our channel here. You know, had a couple brief day wicks, and now we're going to be starting to lunge our way back up and start to slowly curtail. You can even see over here on the RSI here, on the daily, just how far we've come down. Got down to around a 30. You know, right now we're actually breaking through, making some headway. So Bitcoin, I would say even at these levels for me, I mean, anything around that 39 to 42,000 is definitely in my thought process a DCA for anybody who's looking at it. But regardless, you know, we start to get a little concerned, like I said, if we start to fall through that 39, because of that being our support here. This was, you know, our breakout region from before, out of our parallel channel that we were going through right here. We had broke through that, you know, that high. So if we actually start to break through and push down, then it's going to be, you know, 39,273, lose that, you know, $36,700. That's going to be an easy short of around what, you know, I'm not gonna say you're gonna get that full 7%, but you know, I would say 3.5% to 5% would be a good short there. But let's go over to XRP. I'm not necessarily saying Bitcoin's kind of, is in a really bad spot at the moment, but for a continuation, we're going to want to see it close above here, about that 618 here, and then get our push upwards. Because on this, I would say short term, you can see getting rejected from the 3618, come back down here to the 702. But if it can actually fall through the 702 and not catch the support, because this is obviously on the inverse, we can see it coming back up. So I'm waiting. We're waiting, trying to see how it reacts here. It's kind of anyone's call. Trying to get through top of a region. You can see the next top of the region sitting there around that $42,600. But XRP time. XRP is definitely interesting. We haven't had a good little time with XRP in the daily in a while. Kind of zoom out here a little bit. You can see it hasn't had a good volumetric profile at all. And we fell through. We fell through right here. You can see we were talking about this last week. You see it came back up, double tapped, and now coming back right down to the bottom of that. XRP is actually pretty far oversold. It's actually the most oversold it's been since November of 22. So it's almost been, what is this, a year and 3 months? Because it was not this oversold in May, and it was not this oversold over here in October. Obviously, we got that long fall there in 23 after we had gotten that huge run up on the court case. But, I don't really want to include that because it's kind of an anomaly. But, we haven't really been that oversold since in November of 22. And then right now, look at the RSI. We've just been kind of wishy-washy, going back and forth. We haven't really been able to break out and do anything. So XRP is kind of due for something, because if you want to do the math on this thing has been in bearish territory for almost 2 months, almost 2.5 months here on the MACD. So I'm not going to, cry and, go crazy and tell you guys that everything's falling apart with XRP, just because, we have this situation over here, where we broke down and got out of our parallel channel there for a little while. Not parallel, but our low of our channel. And right now we're briefly below it. You can see we caught support here on the 50, same region right around here that we wound up pulling up through. So I'm not at all freaking out about seeing this. What I will freak out about is if we do fall below this major support here, because if we do some math and we broke through the bottom of this by about 5 or 6%. This one had a huge wick to the bottom side of about 14. So go over here to this one. I would say a good healthy one maybe be 6%. So we got that 6% from the trend line, so it's not bad. 14 could bring us, we already got the 14% too. We got that 14% over there on January 3rd. So to me, really falling through and getting through the 48 would be absolutely that'd be terrible. It would be breaking trend. It would be breaking what we've been thinking, because it's been following this nicely. Like getting brief wicks out of here for a little bits of time. You can see over here, this one was for 2 weeks. This one was out of here for 2 weeks. So we might be, it could just migrate under here for 2 weeks. This looks like the common denominator. Obviously the things don't repeat but that well, but we could be out of here by February 5th, which would be within not this Monday, but next Monday could be out of there. But just giving you the ideas of just getting back in the trend and moving up. You see you have it up here by April of 22. So, April 22nd, 2024, we could wind up seeing, us get back up in here, get an explosive to the upside, come back down and kind of do this. And then we get our move with XRP. But that's what I'm looking at. What my thought process is and what I'm going off of for XRP. I'm not at all kind of freaking out and thinking, oh God, it fell below the trend line. This one, it's been broken a few times. That's why trend lines could be a little iffy, because they can invalidate themselves very easily. You can see here on the RSI, we're as low as we were over here in September, August, May. We're pretty low here on the daily. Even if you go through history, it doesn't get much more oversold than that, except when we had a huge fall in May of 22. And then that thing we had with the court case ending there in August. So, the whole inevitable sell-off off that. So XRP to me doesn't seem that like everyone's freaking out about it. we've been sitting here for 73 days in bearish territory on volumetrically, and we got our retrace up to the 702. We fell through the 236, so I think it's just going to go sideways until we can actually move back up there, so regardless, guys, I'm just thinking it have to stay in this region, stay above 51. If we wick, that's okay. It can maneuver like it did over here. You could do that same sort of thing if you want to do a bars pattern and say something, sort of like this. You can grab from here to here, say, and you can, I don't know, just mimic what we're in right now. That fall like this, you can see maybe it does something like that and double taps and then comes out, and look at that, by the time what we're thinking, it winds up coming back into our zone. Who knows? It could, or maybe it's something like this right now where I already had done that, like this. I don't know. Who knows? So I'm just keeping that in the back of your head. Just think. To me, the volumetrically things just are dwindling. They're coming back out. You see that the volume isn't as crazy as it was. The RSI has pretty much came down to the full explanation. The full it's explored enough down below, hitting that 30 here as it has in past corrections. So I'm just kind of sitting here, just waiting, just seeing how we react, because you can see here it's been a strong support so far for the past 5 days. Around here, and it was over here even on January 3rd, 23 days ago. But hope you guys are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Remember, just keep your head on a swivel. See how things are going. Things are bonkers, as usual. DJI still going, absolutely ripping, and it's just how it be. Hope you guys are having a good week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye, guys.